Guess what, guys? Yeah, that's right. I managed to find all of my save files. Basically, I downloaded a second Emerald and Fire Red ROM, and my save files were on them, so that's awesome. Anyways, guys, but with that being said, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Fire Red. I'm your host, Snow, and in today's episode, we've got a lot to unpack. So first things first, kind of show you guys, I actually got some new additions to the team. And as well as that, I have to show you guys how I got to Vermilion City, how you guys can get cut, all of that. Basically stuff that I originally thought I had recorded, but it turns out I forgot to hit the record button, so I didn't get it on camera. So anyways, it's not too much I have to catch you guys up on. But first things first, let's go to the Pokemon Center. Alright, so we go in here and we heal up. And I'm going to show you guys like a couple of different things. You might have noticed in the party, I have a Farfetch'd named Chiding. Basically, that is a trade exclusive Pokemon that you have to trade in order to get, so I'll show you where to do that. In order to get Chiding, you are going to need to have a Spearow. Literally, you can find a bunch of Spearow in the route right to the right of this city, and pretty much in almost every single route up until this point, you are close by to a Spearow, so they're not hard to come by whatsoever, which is kind of crazy because Chiding is a rare Pokemon. But you basically just talk to this girl, and you just trade this Spearow for her Farfetch'd. The Farfetch'd, of course, like I said, it's nicknamed Chiding, so that's the way you get it, but hey, that's just how it is. And if you go over to its summary, you'll actually see the original trainer was Elisa, however you're supposed to pronounce her name. So yeah, that's how we got him. I wanted to get him just because I thought it'd be a cool little addition. He's a rare Pokemon. I don't know if he's going to be on the team full-time, but regardless, I just thought that was pretty cool, and I wanted to show you guys that. Now, how we actually got to Vermilion City in the first place, I'm going to show you guys that real quick. So, first, I forgot to completely battle this guy, so we're just going to Ember the crap out of him, and I'll kind of get back to you guys after that battle is over with. So, yeah. Alright, so now that he's out of the way, if you see this little building here, this is actually called the Underground Path, and this is how we get pretty much from Vermilion to Cerulean and vice versa. So you just go through this underground path here, and up here you will find a flight of stairs. You're just going to go up these stairs real quick, and through this door, and then boom, you're on Route 5. So from Route 5, if you literally just keep going north, you will end up in Cerulean City. Now, remember that guy Bill that we saved from, like his little... He ended up turning himself into a Pokemon. It was after the Nugget Bridge. Yeah, after you defeat Bill, or not defeat Bill, after you save Bill, and after you defeat Misty, it causes that little guard to move out of the way of the front door. So that's how you pretty much get that little building unlocked. And then from there, pretty much, if you just go through the building, because it's now open, you can basically just go back the way you came, and boom, you are at the underground tunnel. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Now, you're not going to go to the right, and I'll kind of show you guys why later, but you're going to avoid going to the right. You're just going to stay over here, and boom. So once you get that kind of cut down, if you go through here, and this little building here, this is actually the Pokemon Daycare Center. You can use this center for leveling up weak Pokemon that you don't feel like training. You can also use it to breed Pokemon, so that's pretty cool. We'll be revisiting this place again. Sorry, my dog is like making a whole bunch of noise in the background, so if you hear him pretty much flopping around everywhere, I apologize, guys. He's a puppy, and he doesn't like to listen the best. I mean, he's gotten better, but yeah. And as you guys will see there, sometimes I stick. My keys kind of stick, so yeah, I promise you guys I wasn't just running into walls on purpose. But if we go down the underground path again, we will end up back in essentially Vermilion City. Not quite Vermilion City, it's the route right in front of it, Route 6. But all you do is you just simply go down this way, and boom, next thing you know, you're in Vermilion City. Now, so there's a couple of things that you can do from Vermilion City, and I'm going to kind of go over those real briefly with you guys as well, and this will kind of put into perspective why you have to go to Vermilion City. First things first, Here we have Route 11. Right here is Diglett's Cave. We're going to be using Diglett's Cave later on in the episode. But if you keep going to the right after Vermilion City, let me get this guy out of the way first. Alright, so like I said, if you just keep on going to the right over here, you will actually find a little building. And this little building is kind of like a connected building between routes. The guards will let you through, but if you check your town map, you'll see that there is a little bit of water on the route. And you might be thinking, okay, well, I might be able to get past that. There's probably like a bridge or something, so let's go check it out. And there is a bridge, but you will see there is a Snorlax in the way. You need a Pokeflute, so that's going to be for later on in the series. You can't get rid of Snorlax quite yet. Also, if you go up these stairs, there will be two people up here. One of them is Professor Oak's aide. And basically, yeah, I'm pretty confident. We've caught 30 species. Yes, I say that with confidence. And it turns out we only have 10, so we were way off there. So that is what it is. I mean, screw that guy. Like, who do you think you are, dude? Who do you think you are? Anyways, like, this is my journey, not yours. This guy will want to trade a Nidorino for a Nidorina. I feel like doing that. If I wanted a Nidoqueen, I could just catch a Nidoran female and do that myself. So, yeah, whatever. But yeah, so you can't go that way. So therefore, that part is blocked off. And I'll kind of show you guys in a bit here. From Cerulean City, remember when I said you can't go to the right when we were heading to the underground path? I'll show you guys that in a second. But remember that that ticket that we got from Bill after we saved him, that's called the SS ticket? You use that to get onto the SS Anne, which is a cruise ship that's usually around right here. Now, as you see, it'll say the ship set sail. That's because when I thought I was recording, we actually hopped on the ship, and there's a whole bunch of trainers you can battle there. It's actually a great place to level up and get money. But when you get to the top floor, you'll see the seasick captain. If you go up and talk to him, the game will prompt you into rubbing his back, and he'll give you the HM cut as a reward. And then once you hop off the ship sets sail. So that's kind of how the SS Anne works out for you guys. Pretty simple stuff, nothing too complicated. So we're going to come back up here, and I'm going to actually show you guys, pretty much, we are going to, first things first, I believe we have to go get Oddish, because I'm pretty sure, actually no, I haven't done that part yet, I'm sorry. So, as you guys can see, we have Oddish and Chiding in the box, or in our party right now, I should say. So, we are actually going to go drop Chiding off at the daycare. The reason being is I don't feel like level grinding right now. I'm going to do that off camera. But, hey, you know, I figured if I can get him a little extra XP while I go battle the gym leader, then why not? You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense to me. So we're just going to go through the underground path up to Route 5. And same as before, we're just going to go up here. And instead of actually going into Cerulean City, we're going to jump down these ledges here and into this little house. Like I said before, this is the daycare center. And first things first, we're actually going to make a huge mistake. Not really a huge mistake, it's just one of those things that you do, and later on you're like, why'd I do that? We're going to put Oddish in the box. I don't know why I decided to put Oddish in the box. I completely forgot that I needed Cut to get to the gym, so I'm going to have to go pull him back out again later. Just one of those times where, you know, you forget to think. And then, of course, we're just going to talk to this guy, and we're going to throw Chiding in here. Now, I use the spacebar function because I use an emulator, so I can speed up the game, as you guys have seen before, and that causes the time played to increase dramatically. So I'm thinking, you know, Chiding should be a good level 50 by the time we get out of this gym. So that's what I'm hoping for real, is just so that way we can actually get Chiding, like, yeah, 50 levels up without having to do anything. That's my wish. Now, if you guys will see here, this little building here, it's the same thing to the right of Cerulean City as well. So if you try to go to the right of Cerulean City or directly south, the guard will stop you and he'll say that he's thirsty. And so, yeah, as you guys can see, the city to the left, you can't get to it unless you have Surf. Route 6, well, you can't just go straight through because the guard stopped you, which means you also can't get to the city to the right. So basically, yeah, you're gonna have to go through the underground path to Vermilion, because right here on Route 9, it's also blocked off the same way that it's blocked off where we are currently. So underground path straight to Vermilion City is the only place that you can really go at this part in the game. It's the next spot after Cerulean. So we are just going to go through the underground path one more time, and we're going to get ourselves back over to Vermilion real quick. So let's go through there, through here, and boom, we are pretty much back on Route 6. So that's kind of like, if you try to get to any other places, you'll be stopped. You're pretty much required, like I said, to go through the underground path and straight to Vermilion City. Now, we are actually going to get our Pokemon kind of switched out to, I guess you could say, yeah, a rotation that I like. Basically, I'm going to put Wall Outlet in the front and then follow him up with Mr. Buttburn. This gym leader we're about to face is an electric type. However, with Wall Outlet, he's so speedy that I can pretty much just go in and start paralyzing everybody, and then taking them out with Mr. Buttburn. So that's what I'm opting to do, as well as that I can give Wall Outlet a couple more points of experience, which actually end up being pretty handy. So I mean, I'll take it. And then this is the part that I was talking about earlier. I get here and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I can't. I need to go get Oddish. So we go back into the Pokemon Center, and we go straight to the PC box, and we pull out Oddish because we were failing to think earlier. So we're just going to pull Oddish out real quick, and back out. So, next things next, we are going to actually take on the gym leader, and this part's going to be pretty easy. I've always found him to be a pretty easy gym leader to get through, especially if you have Charmeleon. He just makes your life easy. So, this gym is actually very, very simple. You'll see there's a bunch of trash cans. There's a switch under one of the trash cans. Once you find the switch, the trash can right next to it has the second switch. And of course, you know, it's been a while since I actually got to this part, so I completely forgot about it. But basically, we're just going to start pretty much battling everybody here. So as you guys can see, the game plan's already working out. You just paralyze him with Pikachu and then kill him with Mr. Buttburn. It's probably not necessary, or it definitely isn't necessary to be doing it this way. But Pikachu's almost level 26, and I'd like to get him there. It's pretty good because he learns Thunderbolt at 26. So we're just going to keep on leveling him up. And you guys will also see, I'm going to speed up the video after I battle these trainers, just for the sole fact that, like I said, I forgot that the switch is in the trash can right next to it. So there's a couple of trash can runs that I end up just completely going to the wrong can in general. Pikachu's now just learned Thunderbolt though. We're actually going to get rid of Slam. Now Slam has a very strong hit to it, especially compared to Quick Attack, but Quick Attack has that accuracy, and being in Quick Attack range, like, I don't think you guys understand, or you more than likely do, when you have a weak foe, you can just Quick Attack them and it's great. It's an amazing move to have, and it's one that I like to keep. So we're going to get rid of Slam, and we're going to replace it with Thunderbolt. And then we're going to shift back out to Wall Outlet, and we are going to paralyze Magnemite. And then we're going to go right back. But before we go back, we are actually going to heal up Mr. Buttburn real quick. So we're just going to grab a Super Potion and heal him up. Then go straight back to Mr. Buttburn and continue what we were doing before. Just going to Ember the crap out of him. And at this point I'm realizing, like, yeah, it's really unnecessary for me to be keeping Pikachu out front. I mean, I'm not going to really be using him for the gym anyways. You guys are going to see, like, this gym is about to just be a full sweep with Charmeleon. It's going to be super, super simple. First things first, of course, like always, have to heal up, because I religiously heal up at Pokemon Centers. It's a great way to save money as compared to potions. But yeah, so, you know, just go back into the gym. We've got one more guy to battle, then we just have to solve the puzzle, and then it's on to Lieutenant Surge. So we're going to go in real quick, and we're just going to quickly switch out Wall Outlet for Mr. Buttburn and get on our way. So this is the last guy, and this guy's pretty easy. It's just a Pikachu, so we're just going to Ember him real quick, and then Ember him again. Pretty simple stuff. We're going to go back and heal up, and boom, right back to the gym it is. And now it's time to actually do the puzzle of the gym. I like to always beat all the trainers and then do the puzzle. So we're just going to speed it up because I completely forgot that the puzzle is simple, and I made it way harder than it had to be, and it took me a couple of tries before I was actually like, you know what, let me go talk to the people that are in here. They usually give you hints anyways. So, that's the whole thing. So yeah, that's the hint that you need. When you open the first lock, the second lock is right next to it. So, basically, like, say like the first lock is in that very center trash can, then it could be in one out of those 4 trash cans surrounding it. But it's usually not that hard. They make it pretty easy on you. So we're just gonna go here. Only trash. There's a switch. So now I have 2 options. It can be the one to the left or up. I go to the left and it locks reset. So now I have to go back and start over because when the locks reset, they actually change position. And so there's only trash in those, so we can rule out all of those. So we go to the second row now. And we find a switch. So now it can either be to the right or up. And we're going to guess up. And boom, just like that, we have unlocked the gate. And then that's Lieutenant Surge. So of course, like usual, we are going to save out real quick. And then watch this sweep, guys. This is going to be probably the saddest gym battle you will probably ever see, because this thing, like this gym battle, is just so easy when you have Charmeleon. It's insane. So he sends out Voltorb, and we're just gonna Ember the crap out of him real quick, but not before he Sonic Booms us. And you know, it's annoying. It is what it is. We're just gonna Ember him again. He's not gonna survive this second hit. So that's 1 out of 3 out of the way, just like that. So we're going to get Mr. Buttburn to level 26. He's going to use Pikachu. We are not going to switch out. We're just going to Ember his Pikachu real quick. And then I'm thinking, oh yeah, he's about to just, you know, pretty much burn to death. So we're going to Super Potion up. And he uses a full heal on him. So we're just going to Ember him one more time. And then Ember him again. Just as simple as that. He's about to send out Raichu. And we're going to Ember the crap out of Raichu, but we're paralyzed, so we're just going to go for it again. But before we do that, let's just use a quick Paralyze heal. Nothing wrong with that. Boom. Raichu uses Double Team, and then we just go for the Ember. Raichu's now burned, so we're just going to Ember him again. And then what do we do from here? Well, he's about to die anyways from his burn. So, yeah, we can just pick any old move, and it doesn't matter. He's just going to burn himself to death anyways. So now we have the Thunder Badge. That's Lieutenant Surge out of the way. Arguably, in my opinion, one of the easiest gym battles ever made. It's super, super easy. He's really just a placeholder, in my opinion. I really thought Misty was harder than he was anyways. Now, if we go up here, we can talk to Professor Oak's aide, and he's going to tell you to look around at Route 2. So we're going to actually go to Route 2 before we call this an episode. But first, you may be asking yourself, how do we get all the way to Route 2? Like, that's, you know, we have to go all the way through Mountain Moon again and all that? No, not quite. First things first, we're going to go through the underground path, and we are going to go back to the daycare center because I don't want to leave Chideng there for too long because it costs money for like every level that you get. It's going to cost you some money. So we're just going to go down here and go into the daycare center. Now, like I said before, we're hoping for at least 50 levels, and he's grown quite a lot, so that's a good, and no, it's only about 1 level. Aren't I great? Dude, I could have leveled him up like 10 times in the amount of time that you've had him. But hey, that is what it is. It is what it is. If you don't have an emulator, the daycare center is actually really nice. So first things first, I don't know why I even went to the TMs. I don't think I was really necessarily thinking that much. But yeah, Route 2. So let's open up the map. Route 2 is all the way over here. So you may be wondering, like, how do I get there? Well, we're gonna show you guys. So first things first, we're gonna go back to the underground path, and we're gonna go back all the way to Vermilion. And this is actually where I make a little bit of a mistake because it turns out I don't want Chideng in the front. I'm gonna tell you guys ahead of time, but you'll actually kind of see it when I get to where we're going. I wanted to use a Repel, and it turns out where we need to go through, the average Pokemon's level is at least Sting's level or higher, so the Repel just doesn't work. And it takes me almost until we get out for me to realize that's why it's not working. It was like a whole thing, so yeah, there's that. Anyways, we are going to go, not this way, Not quite this way yet either. Don't know why I did that. I'm pretty sure everybody's made that mistake before though. I mean, it's Pokemon, like we all do. We're gonna go through Diglett's Cave. Because Diglett's Cave is actually gonna take us over to Route 2, and you guys are gonna see how this plays out if you've never played this game before. If you have played this game before, then you already know what I'm talking about. The first time you discover it, you're like, oh wow. So, first things first, we're gonna get through all these Diglett. I actually hate this part, so I'm actually gonna cut the video right here, and we're just gonna speed everything up. So I will be right back with you guys. Alright, so yeah, Diglett's Cave is pretty much just a straight shot. There is no real maze to it. You just have to get through all the Diglett. That's pretty much about it. So now we're on Route 2. And I'm actually going to show you guys like where it actually takes us. So if we use cut on this right here, boom. Now we're in Pewter City. Then if you use cut, well actually not if you use cut. If you go through this building, it takes you to the back end of Viridian Forest. So that's pretty cool. And if you cut down this tree right here, and you go down this way, I'm gonna cut down a couple more trees. So we're gonna cut down this one here, and just gonna go down here. You'll see this little building in here. That guy to the left is actually Professor Oak's aide that we're looking for, but we'll go back to him. Because if you keep on going down here, right here is an ether. And then if you keep on going down here, boom, you have a paralyzed heal. Now you can cut down any one of these trees here, and the route actually ends right there. So if you cut down one of these trees right here, boom, you actually end up over here. And you might recognize this little area here, because if you go through this building here, it takes you to the front end of Viridian Forest. So that's pretty cool. You no longer have to go through Viridian Forest because of Diglett's Cave, and you no longer have to go through Mountain Moon because of Diglett's Cave. But this guy just wants you to have 10 Pokemon, and we know with confidence now that we have at least 10 different types of Pokemon. So we are going to get the HM05, and that is for Flash, and we're going to use Flash actually to get through Rock Tunnel. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we're just going to cut this here, and we're going to talk to this guy. And if you talk to this guy here, you can trade an Abra and get a Mr. Mime for it, so that's pretty cool. But we're actually going to go back through Diglett's Cave, but first things first, we need to go grab those repels that I was talking about. So I ended up trying Viridian City first, which in hindsight was not the smartest idea, because with Viridian City, it's the very first city that you end up at, so the Pokemart doesn't have repels. They only have like very basic items, and I completely forgot. I was just like, oh yeah, let's just go there. So Viridian City doesn't have it, so we're going to have to go to Pewter City where they will have repels. Because Pewter City, once you're there, the idea is like you're further along in the game, you've got more money, you've got more gym badges, and you've got more needs throughout the game, so of course, you know, they're going to have the repels. But Viridian City's not going to have it, and I don't know why I went there. First, I should have just gone straight to Pewter City. It actually would have been a lot quicker anyways. So we're going to cut down this tree here, and go straight back into Pewter City. And all we're going to do is we're just going to go to the Pokemart, and we're going to pick up a couple of repels. And like I said earlier, I forgot that having Chiding at the front of my party means that the repels are not going to be working in Diglett's Cave, because the average Pokemon in Diglett's Cave is at least Chiding's level or higher. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, and it's really funny because I got almost all the way out of Diglett's Cave before I switched out to putting Mr. Buttburn in the front. And then I used another repel, and it was basically like useless because I was pretty much like, I want to say 95% out of Diglett's Cave. So yeah, you'll see that. As you guys can see here, the repels just aren't working. So let me just speed this up for you guys, just because I personally don't like Diglett's Cave. And I'll be right back with you guys once I'm done with that. Alright, so this is when I actually switch out to Mr. Buttburn and put him in the front of the party. And you guys will see here, repel wears off, encounter a Diglett, run away. And yeah, I use another repel here, and watch how pointless this was. Just gonna go down here. And I suppose the repel did save us a little bit of time, but in hindsight, it was like, why'd I even do that? But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And until next time, guys, peace.